ensure that this content this content is not only being optimized and it's also being able to put into use uh, for the purpose for which you have created that content, right? So these are very important things. So again, just like last session, it's going to be more of a hands-on session for you. So the PowerPoint will only indicate the topics that we're going to cover, and most of the things that I'm going to show you is basically with the help of my browser and the tools that I'm going to show you. Okay. So the way we have structured this session is we'll start with some of the basics of written content. Okay. So as in we have already learned about written content, but we are going to see how to put that written content into use primarily for the SEO purpose. And then we will also see how to optimize it for the web and the search engines, right? So that's the first thing that we're going to learn today. And you can see that there's a mention of keywords and hashtags research over here, right? That is the third topic. But before that, we're going to cover trend search. So the reason I'm talking about keywords and hashtags first is because we are going to use them extensively when it comes to written content, how to optimize the content on the basis of keywords and hashtags. And sorry. Now, for the social media and even for the search engines, including Google, you will find that there are certain topics which are already doing, which are always doing trends, right? So I'll also show you the tools that can be used to identify the trends. Most of the time, if you spend time on the particular platform, for example, Twitter or LinkedIn or Instagram, right? So it will give you some of the trending topics or the content rather that are doing the trends. But besides that, there might be other topics which might not be in the top 5 or top 10 positions, right? But they might be very important for your content creation process. Okay. So we're going to look into that also, right? And following which, we're going to talk about how to optimize the written content for social media. So once we understand the uses of keywords and hashtags, I'll also tell you about some of the best practices that you normally should follow when it comes to content optimization for different social media platforms. So for LinkedIn, it might be very different from, let's say, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for that matter, right? So then we'll talk about the optimization for different types of multimedia content, whether it can be a visual content or audio or video content. In between, we can have always have the questions and answers where you can ask me anything. I'll be happy to reply. Uh, Now, since it's social media content that we're talking about, so we also have to be mindful about what are the other elements that we can use to enhance the social media content. For example, how to ensure that we are using emojis. So emojis are very popular these days, and it's not just about being popular, but also, it adds certain elements to our content, right? Likewise, there could be other things, for example, links and anything that can be associated as an actionable thing in your content. Okay. Then comes the part where we can talk about sharing for optimization. So how do you ensure that you are getting the reach and the engagement that you are watching for? So how do you share it, or how do you prompt your users to share your content? Okay. And finally, we'll look into the analytics and the reports, wherein I'll tell you more about how to read into the numbers that we are gathering from different social media platforms and how to make use of those numbers so that we are able to, scale our platforms. And then so these things might be going, along with the topics, like I'll keep showing you all the different examples and case studies in between. And and then finally, we'll talk about assignments and Q&As. Okay. Now, one final thing before I start. So I'll also share some of the resources. I have not been able to, compile these resources as of now. All the 3 sessions, I'm going to send you the PPTs, and I'm also going to send some of the resources that I've talked about, like an Excel sheet for the different kind of content optimization, and then it could be for, let's say, platform and the content mix, right? And also the list of tools. And after the today's session, I'll also share more tools for that matter. So tools related to content creation and also for the content optimization. Okay. So yeah, so that's about the structure of the content today. And now I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. I hope you're able to see the screen, right? So, one basic thing, I like to ask everyone when you go to Google and you type anything over here, so what is your intention behind that search? What exactly do you expect Google to return, uh, when you type or submit your query to Google? Any answers? Anyone would like to?
It might be an answer to the question that I'm asking, like if it's a question, like, or
Okay, okay.
The best possible answer, the best link of that question,
Mhm.
the answer of that question.
Result must be aligned to a user intent.
Users intent. Yeah, that's a very good term that you have used. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. All right. So I think, all of you have shared, pretty good answers. See, the intention behind the search is that when you type a query, you're basically seeking some kind of information. Now, this information could be related to uh, a particular type of content. For example, let's say you want to find a recipe. So you can go to Google and type something like this, how to cook a chicken biryani. Okay. And then Google will return you the results. So this is one type of result. Normally, we kind of, you can say, segregate the results on the basis of the nature of the results themselves. So some of the results could be more of informational content, like, something like this could be categorized as more informational content because here we only seek information. Okay. Then there could be another kind of query wherein you might need some information which is related to, let's say, a business transaction. For example, uh, you are searching for phones under 50,000 rupees. Okay. So when you search for that, so you will see very different kind of results. For example, if you see this, it basically starts with a video. So now Google knows that, you have searched for a recipe. So according to them, they think that a video content is the most important way to showcase the recipe, and which is actually right because today we kind of watch videos on YouTube, Instagram, and then we try to understand this more than the writing the blog itself. Okay, I'm not saying that people don't read blogs. It's just that the priority for most of the consumers have changed, so they are watching more video and reels content as compared to the written content. Okay, and Google also thinks think the same way because their results are also driven by their performance indicators, which indicates that user tends to click more on the video results for at least for this kind of query. Okay, so accordingly, if you scroll down, you'll start seeing some pattern. Okay, now, first thing I want you to learn is if you want to optimize your content, if you're writing or planning to write on a content, what you should do is you should pick up that topic, go to the Google and search for this. For example, if I'm taking this as a topic, how to cook a chicken biryani, so that's your topic, right? So what you can do is you can go to Google and start seeing what kind of results are being suggested by Google. Okay, so the first one is a video content. So, it automatically strikes your mind that maybe video content is a better idea for this kind of keyword. So, but if you don't have a YouTube channel, maybe you will think of other alternatives. So this is not the end of the world, right? So now you scroll down and then you find that there are different kind of questions people are asking. Now look at the nature of these questions. What are the steps for making biryani? How to cook a biryani? Then there are people who are also asking, what are the steps for making biryani? How is biryani traditionally cooked? How to cook biryani and how can I make chicken biryani taste better? Okay. Now these are all suggestions for you. Okay. Now you should be looking at this as a gold mine and picking them up for your purpose. So what I want you to do is you need to pick up all these, important queries that are related to your query, which is how to cook a chicken biryani. So what this will do is this will only make your content more contextual. Okay. So when you're writing for this, so you know that, okay, people are going to find for the steps. So obviously you have to include a section in your content which also talks about steps for making it. Then how is it is being cooked traditionally. So again, this is another thing that you need to include in your article or blog. And likewise, the other things, okay? And if you start expanding this, you'll probably find some results also like this one. So ideally, you should go to these results and see what they have done correctly. So it basically gives you a proper structure of the content, okay? So that's something we should be looking at. So you should probably, scroll down the entire first page, which is the first 10 results. Like you can see some of these blogs, and you should ideally go to each of these blogs to observe what has been written over here, okay? Now I want you to come down to a place. I think mine results are little lengthier because it has 40, 50 results because I've customized it that way. Okay. Otherwise, you'll find this section at the end of your search results in the Google. Okay. After the 10 results or whatever it is being shown on the first page. So if you see, these are all related words. Again, people also search for how to cook a chicken biryani easy, best chicken biryani recipe. Then we have chicken biryani recipe ingredients. So all these words, right? So this is something which you should start documenting, okay? And then put them into a document. Later on, I'll tell you how to, go about written content for that. Okay. So this is first part you should be observing and observe about everything, whatever is being shown in these search results, making a note of all of these things. Like there are some images which are being displayed. So that also means that, you need to put good quality images in your content or the blog. Okay. There's some reviews which are being shown. So that's also very important for you to find ideas how to generate these reviews for your particular blog. Okay, so that's the first step. Now, the second step is, should you start blindly writing on this topic? The So the answer is no. Okay, what we need to do is we need to do two things over here. So one is the trend research, and the other one would be the uh, keyword research. Okay, so I'll show you two different tools for that purpose. So, and I'm talking about search engines and web at this moment, right? We'll come down to the social media part eventually, don't worry. Okay. So there's a tool called as Google Trends, and this is a free tool, by the way. Okay. So you don't have to pay anything to use this tool. It's a very good tool. I would say it's a fantastic tool, and it can be used, put into use for different purposes. So it's, just up to your imagination, creativity, and analytical skills. How are you going to make use of this tool? Okay. Now, what this tool essentially does is it will basically tell you that what kind of topics are being searched by people in Google and which are trending at this moment. Okay. Now, this trend could be based on the last 24 hours, as you can normally see if you go to the home page, and I'll just share this link with you, and you can try this too. Okay. I'm sharing this link in the chat window. So this is primarily related to the Google search and also the web or internet in general. So this is not the social media trend, by the way, okay? So just keep that in mind. So what happens is people go to Google and they start searching for something. So what exactly they're searching, it will show up in these, results. Like you can see what is trending in Japan, what is trending in the South Korea. So all of these things are being shown by Google, okay? Now, you can simply click on India, right? And you can see the trends for India and just explore. Like you can type this, for example, let's say ICC. So the moment you type ICC, so it will probably show you the results related to ICC Cricket World Cup that is going on at this moment. Okay. And uh, and then it will start showing you some trend analysis for this particular word or term. Okay. If you go to the home page, so it will only show you the results for the past 24 hours like this. So what exactly people are searching for, okay? And you can see other things. So let's go to trending now. Okay. And this is for India, by the way. So now you can do a global research. Okay. You can select the country. For example, if you want to do it for Australia, you just need to change the country as Australia over here. And then it will show you the daily search trends and then the real-time search trends. Okay. So the daily search trends is basically being referred to the entire day, 25th June. Okay. And if you click on the real-time search trends, so this will only pick up the past few hours, normally the past 24 hours and very recent ones. Okay. So this is how the things are being sourced in Australia. Okay. Now, how does this tool help you? Okay. So it basically tells you that what kind of content is trending at the moment. And most likely, if a content is trending in the search, there's a likelihood that people are also looking at the same content in the social media as well. I'm not saying that everything would be same, but yes, some of the stuffs which we search on internet, we are probably also engaging with that content on internet, sorry, social media. Okay, and there will be some overlap, but not 100% overlap. Okay, because maybe there are some typical content related to, let's say, product and the lifestyle. Okay, it could be about makeup, it could be about cooking, it could be about, let's say, styling and so on. So those trends might not reflect in the Google trend reports. Okay, but if there's some popular event, like I mentioned, that there's a World Cup going on, so maybe related to that, there would be certain things, coming up in the search results. Okay, if you see Brazil versus Costa Rica, so this is coming up. Okay, so again, people are searching for Virat Kohli, Arshdeep, and so on. Okay, and Croatia versus Italy match, Euro Cup match is also being searched by people, and other things related to, like people are also searching for Naveen Patnaik and so on. Okay, so so now how do you make use of this data? Okay, so there are two, three different ways of looking at this data. Okay, so what I can do is I can pick up any content which is related to my domain. Okay. Now you might think or ask me that how exactly should I search for that? Because it's only showing me the top trending results, right? On the entire internet. And maybe you're not inclined towards, let's say, sports, or you're not inclined towards maybe even politics for that matter. So how exactly shall I make use of this? Okay. So what you can do is you can simply go to this and type your topic, okay? And then you have these options coming up. Can you see this? So it shows you fashion as a search term, right? And then it also shows you fashion as a topic, okay? So when you click on fashion as a search term, it basically picks up fashion as a keyword. And then it will show you all the topics which includes the term fashion. Okay, so now it could be, let's say, fashion styling, it could be, let's say, fashion design, and so on. Okay, now when I pick up fashion, so it's basically, picking up a category. So you have picked up fashion as a topic or category, and then it will show you what kind of content are actually trending in the fashion as a category. Okay, so you pick up this, and then it will start showing you some of the topics over here. Now, fashion as a topic. Now you have selected India as a country, so there are different kind of filters that you can apply. Okay, so you can again change the country if you want. So right now I'm only selecting India as a country for this demo. Okay, and then you pick up the time period. Now, if you see, this can go back to as early as 2004. So this is basically the time period since the Google Trends started, capturing any kind of data. So it can take you back to almost 20 years. So you can actually see the 20 years trends data with the help of this tool. And you can see all the, relevancy with respect to that data. For example, if the trends are changing, whether it's going up or down, or whatever, whether it's being stagnant over a period of time. So all that stuff, will come up. So let's say I want to see that for maybe only for past 4 hours. Okay, I'll just pick up past 4 hours, and then I'll select the category again if I want to. if I'm required to. If you don't do that, it's fine. I mean, because you already have a topic which is being selected. But if you think that category would add more value, so you can again, select a category from here. And let's say I selected shopping. Okay. And then I can decide that what kind of search I want to uh, like for what kind of search I want to find the trends, whether it's the web search. So web search normally refers to this kind of text-based search. Okay. So if you search for something like this in Google search, so that's the default result given by Google, all results, if you can see. Okay. Now you'll find that just like Google search, you have videos, images, shopping, news, books, and so on, including web, right? So if you go to web, so it will only show you the web related results. Okay. It will not show you all the results. Okay. So likewise, if you go to this tool will also show you the categories like web search, image search, news search, Google Shopping, and YouTube. So even you can do some research for YouTube. So let's say if you are a YouTube content creator, okay, so you would ideally go and pick this thing, and then you'll start seeing the interest. So whether fashion as an interest, how exactly is working in the past 4 hours. So see, past 4 hours might not be a very good data to determine whether you should, you know, pick that topic, because ideally there would be lots of fluctuations. Okay. Because maybe, it's an afternoon time, a lot of people are sleeping, maybe they are busy at work, right? So you can't really count upon this data and take a very long time, long-term kind of decision. So ideally, what I suggest is that you should look at this data only for the trending content. And ideally, you should go for maybe the past 4 hours or 24 hours, maybe past one day, and then try to see which content are trending during the day. That's it. That's the relevance. Now, this content is more useful if you want to create something for the social media. Okay. But if you ask me whether this is going to be useful uh, for SEO purpose, like if you're planning to write for web or Google, so will that be helpful? So this is a very tricky question, and the answer most likely would be no initially, and it could be yes depending upon the topic itself. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's say if someone is training, searching for some topic. Let's pick a topic. Okay, and I'll come back to these graphs later on. Okay, so if you see winter clothing, maybe yes, because winter clothing is today we're in monsoon, and winter, we will approach winter probably in the next couple of months, but people start planning for winter clothing. Okay, now this, if you see, this also shows that this is rising. So that means this trend is on the rising, and it's probably increasing, every hour or every day. We'll have to dig deeper because we are only looking at the past of one day's data. Okay. So maybe the answer could be yes, you can pick this content for blog ideas also and for the social media ideas also. Okay. Then there are other things like jewelry trends 2024. Okay. Now again, this is not something which will disappear in a day or two, right? So this can become a category content. You can pick this idea and you can start developing content around this. The most important thing is that we have selected the right kind of search, like YouTube search. So that means in YouTube, if you want to create content related to any of these topics, you can think about that. But don't take that decision, in isolation. I'll also tell you how to arrive at this decision with the help of keyword research. Okay, so we're doing some trend analysis over here. Okay. So likewise, you can see there are some topics like winter clothing, jewelry trends, Chinese clothing is one topic. And I'm talking about India, by the way, right? So now this could be an interesting topic, black tape project, fashion blog, and so on. So there are different, topics over here, like almost 9 topics, street style topics, streetwear, home garments. So all of these, and you can see what are the changes happening over here, like, how the trends are. So these are like breakout trends. That means, it's going over and above. So it's really trending that way. Now, if you look at the queries, So queries are jewelry trends, new fashion clothes, winter wear fashion, and so on. Now let's take an example. Let's say someone wants to maybe write about this particular topic, sari fashion show. Okay. So we'll pick up this topic and the term, in fact, and there's not enough data for the past 1 day, but let's say I put it to past 12 months just to see the interest. So if you see, it will also show you how the trends are picking up. So this is almost flat. There are almost zero searches over here. But then suddenly in the September, you can start the trend is going up. Then again, it's in October, then November again, right? December, then finally in January, and this is in March. And then there's a plateau again, and then it's in June. Okay. And it's increasing, then again coming down. So we don't know what kind of trends it's showing. So if you see the score, there's a score 89. So this is basically more like an index score. Okay. So they have calculated something as 100. So this particular day, December, so in fact, week December 3rd to 9 has been taken as the base week where the search has gone to the highest for this particular term I'm talking about, sari fashion show. So this is not the number, by the way, okay, just remember it. It's basically index value. So it's a scoring that happens on the scale of 0 to 100, okay. And then if you pick up 100 and if we compare, so this is 89. So that means the search has gone a little down, maybe by 11%, right? This is just 24. So it has gone down. So you need to think about this, whether you should be writing about this topic for the web or not. So that is the first way to validate the idea. Now, second way would be I'll pick up this term, and what I'll do is I'll go to a tool called as Google Ads. Now, Google Ads is actually a very different tool. It's normally being used for campaign creation process and all. Okay. But what I want to show over here is a little different. So I'm taking you to something called as Google Keyword Planner tool. Okay. So don't worry about this part. You can create a free account on Google Ads, and but what I need you to understand is this particular tool. If you go to tools, you'll find plenty of tools over here. So you don't have to go through each and every tool. Click on the planning part. Once you click on the planning, there's a keyword planner tool. Okay. So now pick up this. And what you can do is you can click on discover new keywords and enter this keyword. Okay. So if you want me to change this keyword, I'm happy to do that. But because I was trying to show this data, because I also wanted you to understand the context of this data. So there's a term, sari fashion show, and I've selected English as a default language. This is my default setting for my account, and then India is the default country. And what I'll do is I'll click on get results. Okay. Now what this tool will do is I'll just close this particular section so that I can show you clearly. So if you see, it shows me 33 different keyword ideas. So basically what I did was I just entered Sari Fashion Week, right? That was the keyword entered by me. And now it is also trying to suggest me some other keywords. So now again, that's up to you whether you want to include them in your search results or not, because you would know as a content writer what you need to include and what you need to exclude. If you think that these are not relevant for you, don't include them because this will be used for more keyword ideas generation. Okay. So once you enter this one particular keyword, what Google does is, if you see this, it shows you this part, right? So there's a mention of this keyword, and then there's some matrix coming up over here. Okay. So these metrics are like average monthly searches. So how many searches are happening in a single month? Okay. We're not talking about 1 year's data. We're talking about 1 month data. And this also shows you a trend basically, how the trends are fluctuating, whether it's going up and down and so on. Okay. So if you look at the data for this month, okay, so June, you can see there's a fixed 56% drop in the search results as compared to May. Okay, so June June, the number of searches have been little lesser than May. Okay, so you can pick up this trend. You can click on it, this and expand and try to see how the trends are picking up. And you're now getting the number also. These are the exact numbers, by the way. So I was talking about an index over here, which was basically the value as in 100 and also this is not an absolute number. Okay, but this number that I'm showing you over here in the keyword planner tool, so this is an absolute number. Okay, so 480 searches in a month, that means 480 times people are searching for this keyword in the Google. Okay, in India I'm talking about. If you change this to maybe global, so maybe the number of searches will go up. Okay, so I'll just show you. I'll just remove this India as an option. So now that means it will be targeting the entire globe. Okay. And now you'll find 590 searches across globe. Obviously, primarily because this is an Indian wear, so most of the people will be searching for this in India mostly. Okay. So I'll pick up India again. Now, there are a few other things that you should be keeping in mind, like 3-month change. So whether the trend is suggesting that it's going up or down. So it's 56% down in the last 3 months. Then year-on-year change. So again, 46% drop. So maybe it's not a good idea because the trend has been going down. So you would probably think that, okay, I'm not going to write on this topic. Okay, if this is a topic that you want to select. But let's say uh, if you don't have a choice, you're being approached by an event manager and they ask you to write a content for an upcoming sari fashion show, right? So you don't have a choice in that case. So what you will do is you will pick up this data and try to understand the pattern and then you craft your strategy and content based on that. So you can see the competition is low. So this is a competition tab if you're able to see. Okay, and it shows that the competition is low. That means there's not enough competition on this. But if you compare this with some other keyword, maybe the competition is high on this. Like if you see catwalk sari, now the number of searches are less and the competition is high. So what does it mean is, it basically means that if you want to write for the same, this keyword as compared to, let's say, this one. Okay, so catwalk study would not be a good keyword idea because it has lesser number of searches. And the most important thing is it is high in competition. That means more and more people are writing about this, and but there are not enough searches. And sorry, uh, I think someone has enabled her mic.
Sorry, Vivek, I have muted.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
can continue.
So what I'm trying to help you understand is that you always have to find a mix of keyword or the topics which are good in volume, but at the same time, which are not high in competition. Why you should avoid high competition keywords is because you are competing against more bloggers and more content creators for that particular keyword. Okay. If you pick up a topic with low number of searches, low number of low value of competition rather, not low number of search and high number of searches, right? So that's a perfect combination. But of course, you would not get this combination all the time. Okay. So sometimes you'll have to make a trade-off that, you pick up a low competition keyword. Maybe instead of that, you go for a medium competition keyword and then, pick up a keyword which also has a decent volume for that matter. And if you scroll down, you'll find that there are other kind of keywords like catwalk with sari, then Deepika in KBC sari, Deepika KBC sari is another topic that you can see. There are good number of searches for that also. So one thing you also need to see is that if there's a similarity of the keywords, so we call that as an ad group. Okay, I'll show you how to do that also. So this is a keyword view, and then we can select a grouped view. Okay, so when you do a grouped view, so what happens is, if you can see, now all the Deepika Sari related keywords have been put in a single group. That means there are six different keywords related to Deepika Sari. And then if you click on that, it will show you all the independent keywords. Okay, you can just drag it little, right, and now it will show you these. Now, what you can also do alternatively is pick up a combination of similar looking keywords. So in this case, because this is a grouped view, so you know that Deepika Sari and all the keywords related to Deepika Sari are grouped in this particular keyword. Okay, and there are 5, 6 keywords over here. So if you look at the collective or the cumulative number, it will be 20 plus 40, 60, then it's 200, 220, 230, 240, 250. So 250 searches. Now, this is a trending topic. So you might think, okay, maybe let's pick up this topic and then try to write a blog and then put your own ideas and thoughts into that. So what I'm trying to help you understand is that you don't only try to write, you pick up the topics and the ideas, go to Google Trends, see the what exactly are the trends. If you don't find some data, come to the Google Keyword Planner tool using Google Ads, right? And then do this research. And this is they're all both free tools. You don't have to pay any money for that matter. Okay. And once you've done some research, so you can plan this keyword or some other keyword. Again, it depends upon you, like which idea do you like? Like maybe you don't like this idea and you want to write more about the catwalk sari for that matter. So you can do that too. Okay. So this is about the keyword research part. Okay. And I can keep going on, it's a very detailed topic, but because, we have very limited time, so I'll focus on other topics also. So let me know if you have any queries, because I know this is a very interesting topic, and there are a lot of things that can be done. But what I would suggest you to do over here, or keep, in mind while doing these exercises, that you do a multiple iteration. It's possible that in one single iteration, you are not able to arrive at a conclusion that, okay, this is the perfect keyword for me. Okay. So you can keep changing the words. You can always go back and, uh, change these words and then play around with this with your own ideas. And what Google does is, whatever your raw idea might be, it will give you more ideas, and then you will see which ideas, whether it's your idea or something suggested by Google, which is an alternative or maybe related idea, uh, which is more important for you, and then you can pick up that idea and start writing content for that. Okay. Yeah. So any questions before I proceed further? Okay. Now, what I can also do is, now I have decided that, okay, this is my keyword, sari fashion show. So what I'll do is, I'll go back to Google again, right? And now I'll try to see, I'll go to all results, and I'll try to see what kind of ideas coming up. So mostly image related ideas are coming up, right? You can see at the top, mostly the images of different fashion shows and all, and a lot of things being picked up from YouTube and Pinterest, even Facebook and some other websites like Nika, Times of India and all. Okay. Below that also, if you see, there are some YouTube videos coming up. Then there's a Pinterest, uh, maybe some channel on Pinterest by this lady, and then again few videos. So now it's a clear-cut indication that you should probably create a video content or some visual content, at least for Pinterest and all. So that's how you'll be able to you'll be able to uh, accelerate this content and get more reach and engagement. Okay. Right. And anyways, we started with this as a video search, so that was quite obvious that it was supposed to trend more in the video. So this way you can combine both of these tools and get hang of the most profitable keywords for your blog idea. Okay. And another very interesting thing that I would like to highlight more, a lot of people talk about monetization. Okay. So how do you think these keywords can help you monetize your blog or the video content? Okay. So I think I'll just ungroup this. So I'll take it back to the keyword view. Okay. Now look at some of the numbers. Okay. This is a keyword sari fashion show. I think you've already seen these numbers, 480 searches, trends are going little down by 56% and so on. And most of the time, you'll also find some cost related data. If you see, there are two cost parameters like top of page bid and top of page bid, high and low range, right? So maybe in this case, it's not relevant or it's not a commercial keyword. So you're not able to see this, okay? But I'll show you an example, maybe with a different kind of keyword. Let's say this is the keyword which I'm using. I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, but anyways, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I was, okay, it was the correct word. Can you see this? 3,68,000 searches in India because this keyword has a commercial value. Okay. That means people are clicking on the ad. They're e-commerce companies which are putting their money into this keyword. Okay. And you'll see competition, of course, it's bound to be high because every e-commerce company is trying to bid for this kind of keyword. And you'll see some bid amount. So this is what I was talking about, the cost. So there's a low range, which is 0.97 rupees, and the high range is 9.19 rupees. Now, what it means is this is the commercial value of this keyword. So if you use this keyword, let's say if you copy this keyword and go to Google, so you will start seeing the ads. So these are some of the ads coming up from different e-commerce companies like Kalki Fashion and so on, Karagri and all this stuff, right? So you're seeing all these paid advertisement. So these guys are probably paying at least somewhere between, 0.19, sorry, 0.97 to 9.1 rupees to appear in these search results, just for selling their product. Okay. Now the question would be, so as of now, you are not an advertiser. You are the content creator, right? So how would you benefit from this? So the moment you start creating some content around this and you put that into your either into your blog or let's say the YouTube video channel and so on. So if an ad is being placed into your YouTube channel or if an ad is being placed on your blog, you'll basically start getting some money. So what happens over here is that Google will pay you. Sorry, I think I just so Google will pay you 68% of the money which is being generated from the ad campaigns, ad revenue basically for them. Because this is Google's platform. So obviously Google is earning money from that. But they pass on the 68% of the revenue to the bloggers or the content creators, and 32% of the revenue is being taken by Google. So you're basically paid or rewarded for placing these ads either into your blogs or into your YouTube channel. So that's one way of monetizing your blog or video content for that matter with the help of Google. And also talk about Facebook and all. And I'll show you some examples. So this is very similar to, I mean, the processes are different. The way it happens in Google and Facebook are very different, but eventually you can earn some money with the help of ads.
Vivek, I have one query
Yeah. Yeah.
related to the advert. I have one blog on Blogspot that is also
Hmm.
on Google's Blogspot. So
Yeah.
how I can leverage my blog to and add some ads on that Blogspot blog
Hmm.
that I can make some money, or how is it?
So see, there's a program called as AdSense program for Google. Okay, so I'm not sure if you heard of this. So what you can do is you can go to Google AdSense and see Google Ads are basically for advertisers as well as telling you. So let's say for someone like Nika and maybe Suta and some other company, Google Ads is the platform because they are the advertisers. They want to promote their brand. But now you being a content creator, you are basically termed as publisher for Google. Okay, so you are basically a publisher. So now as a publisher, what you can do is you can go to Google AdSense and you can register your website over here. Okay, it will also explain how exactly AdSense works. It's for both your blog also and for also for the YouTube videos and even games and all. So these days, lots of games are being created in gaming console, and you will see that there are advertisements coming up over there, right? So you can monetize that as well. Okay. So as a content creator, what you need to do is you need to create an account over here. Yeah, there will be a definite registration process. You will submit your blog. What Google will do is they will review your blog and see whether you have enough content or enough traffic, and whether the content is relevant based on their category. Normally where they place their ads, right? And they will do their own due diligence about your platform or blog and finally give you an approval or rejection saying, okay, and if they reject your blog, they will also give you a reason saying you don't have enough content. Maybe once you're published, let's say 10 blogs, you can come back to us again, reapply for the program and so on. Okay.
So there can be some policies and there can be some basic norms to have a AdSense work on your blog.
Yes, so there are definitely lots of policies, and most likely, so one policy that I can talk about is with respect to your blog content only. So what kind of topics are you writing about? Are you writing about some kind of maybe sensitive content, or if there's some rude or abusive content, maybe there's a content which infringes on the copyright for some other. So if they find that, there's a violation, they might not approve. And it can also be based on the category of the content. Sometimes some of the categories are also excluded because these are not, as per Google,
Yeah,
the
understood.
healthy, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So all those kind of things will be
Taken care by.
yeah, analyzed by them. And then once you are approved for that, they will guide you further, like, so there are different ad formats which are normally placed. Like if you see, I'll just take you to an example. Uh, let's do so let's take this example only. Or maybe I'll just take a blog example. Something like this. Okay. So now this is a blog, anuki.in. Let's take this as an example. Okay. So I'm not sure if she's approved for this or not, but if she is approved, so maybe you'll start seeing some advertisements over here. Not, let's do one thing. So I have taken you to a cricket school website, but I think you will probably start seeing these advertisements. So this is a different one. Like this appears in my feed because I have been using this kind of content. I've been going to this kind of website. That's why it appears in my screen. Otherwise, you'll probably start seeing other ads like sari ads and so on. Okay, on this, and they basically once someone clicks on this advertisement, to get they get paid for this. So ESPN Click Info in this case will get paid for this. Okay, likewise, this lady Anuki, so she will get paid if an ad is being placed on. I think it's an e-commerce website, so maybe I'll pick up some blog. Just a second.
Understood your point.
So somewhere in the feed itself, it will appear, and you can control these kind of things. In fact, you can even restrict. You have total control, over these things. For example, which kind of content you want to showcase on your platform. Okay, if you want to block a certain kind of ads to appear on your platform, so that can be controlled by you too. Okay, and you will see all the earnings for you, how many clicks have happened, and what is the earning that you have gained from those clicks and so on. Okay, right?
Yeah, just a question here regarding the previous thing about the keyword planner.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, like, when I went to this one, it's showing me, it's saying where should people go after clicking your ad and all that. Like when I go to that Google Ads keyword planner.
Yeah. So basically, see, as I mentioned that, this is actually a tool meant for the advertisers. So
Okay.
initially, when you try to register, so they will think that you are also an advertiser or a brand. Okay. So
Mhm.
what you can do is you can bypass those things and simply, skip those steps and maybe if they are not allowing you to skip, so you can probably fill some random information and just set up the account. Once you set up the account, you will probably start seeing these options that I'm showing you. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Sometimes they might even ask you for, putting your card for verification and all. So they will not charge you unless until you run an ad campaign, and they will give you access to these tools like Keyword Planner tool and some other tools. Okay.
Okay.
But in this case, only the keyword planner tool is important. Otherwise, most of the other tools are mostly for the ad management part. So you don't have to worry about those things. Okay. Unless until you want to make your career into performance marketing. So that's a different thing. Okay.
But you can put any website there, which is also
Yeah,
somebody
yeah, yeah.
else's website or something like
Yes,
that. Or,
yes. You can put any website like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, or your competitor's website for that matter. Yeah.
okay.
Anything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. So we have talked about keywords, we have talked about trends. Okay. Now we'll talk about hashtags. Okay.
Vivek, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, please. Go
Uh,
ahead.
with regards to writing blogs and contents, I am not too sure. I do not have any such idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I put professional, like my HR domain related, some content on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
So if I am doing posting anything on LinkedIn and there are some views regarding it, or there are some comments or some inputs by the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and then if I can copy paste and or maybe use it as my blogging site or something, then I would be able to get some able to earn some monetary on that, or any other way rather than using these websites.
So see, LinkedIn, when it comes to the, monetization of content on LinkedIn, so it's relatively slow as compared to the other platforms, popular platforms like Google, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay. And also one of the reason is that LinkedIn was created for professional, connect and all, right,
Mhm.
for job searches and all. So, but having said that, LinkedIn have started connecting with lots of content creators since the past 4 or 5 years, and they are able to monetize it in a very different way, not exactly in the way that I'm showing you it for Google, and very similar thing can be done for the Facebook also, by the way. Okay. So, not exactly in that way. So, what I would advise you to do is, uh, like, there's a content repurposing that goes on. I was trying to explain that, and probably, maybe if I find some time, I will try to explain that with some clear examples of, how I go about it. Now, let's take an example. Can you tell me like what kind of topics you write about? Maybe I'll give you reference to that also. You can pick
Okay,
up the
so
idea from
I
there.
write
Yeah.
about human
Oh.
resources,
Mhm.
talent management, hiring,
So can you
then
give me
onboarding,
one very specific topic that you write about?
employee engagement activities that
Mm-hmm.
can motivate people, onshore and offshore
Mm-hmm.
people, maybe if there is a remote work or a hybrid mode, how can you motivate people,
Okay.
employee engagement activities, some games,
Mm-hmm.
um, it could be some meetings, or I could say not mostly with regards to the work, how can you track their work
Mm-hmm.
remotely and other stuffs.
All right. So see, one of the things that you can do is you create a longer blog, like, you still have your content platform. It could be something like Blogspot, that someone mentioned, or a WordPress website kind of thing. And you put a detailed blog over there. Maybe that blog could have, let's say, 400, 500 words or 1,000 words for that matter. Okay. And what you can do is you can pick up a summarized version of that blog, maybe in a different way, like, repositioning or rewriting it, based on the social media orientation. Okay, maybe it could be, let's say, 50 or 100 words of small snippet kind of thing that you're talking about, with respect to the remote workforce management and how to keep them motivated and all that stuff. Okay,
Mhm.
and then you publish them as a topic, like something like this. Okay, just imagine that this is your content and you have put this. So this will probably be roughly 100 words, not more than that. And then you can complement this with the help of some of the relevant
Hashtags.
hashtags. Okay, now what you can do is, don't share your link over here. What you can do is you can share the links in the comment section. Okay, so this is how most of the social media algorithm works. So you don't have to share the link in the post itself. The moment you do that, you're basically bringing down the virality of your post, and you're kind of reducing the reach and engagement of your post. So I'll tell you one very important reason behind this is uh, each of these platforms, whether it's LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, they prefer their native content. So when I say native content, so native content will be anything that you create using their content creation method. For example, if I click on start a post and then I create something over here. Okay, so this is basically a native content for LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Okay, but if I share a link to YouTube video on my LinkedIn, so that is an external content. It's not a native content. Okay, so the external content would always find a lesser reach, especially if you're sharing that directly in the post. So
Okay.
one idea would be, like you mentioned, that in your post itself, once you have this snippet of your small post, that is referring back to the longer article that you have published on your blog. It could be on Medium that I talked about in the first session, or it could be your own personal blog or website, right?
Mhm.
And then mention somewhere in this, like, look for a detailed blog, look for the link for a detailed blog in the comments. And then people can go to the comment and they can see that and they can click and they can be taken to your main blog over there. Okay. So that's how it can work. Okay.
Mhm. Till now, what I was doing it, whether I was writing a long
Mm.
content or a short content, and if it's
Mm.
related to my previous post or something on the LinkedIn,
Mm.
I used to share the link in the same content.
Yeah, so don't do that. Don't share the link in the same content. As I mentioned, just mention that you are sharing the link
Mm-hmm.
and look for that link in the comments, and people will go to the comments and they will click on that link if they're actually interested. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So, yeah, now I'll talk about the hashtags research. Now, see, hashtag research can be done in two different ways. One would be like you can directly go to the channel itself, and while you create anything, for example, if I take LinkedIn, you know, just as yeah. So let's say if I start typing something in LinkedIn, okay, and something like this, right? I'm just writing, and then I'll start typing some hashtags over here. So the moment I start typing something, so LinkedIn will also give me some suggestions. Okay, most of the time it will give me suggestions based on the content. Okay, and so that is one very simple way of doing it. What you can do is you can check the content, whether with respect to that content, this particular hashtag would fit into that or not. Whether there's some related keywords. Maybe you can have a mix of hashtags, like let's say your branded hashtags. Okay. So all these kind of things could be there. So this is one simple way of doing it. Now, what I can show you is a better way of doing it. So you can, do some hashtag research. Okay. So just a So this is one platform called as hashtagimify. Okay. And there are other platforms also, by the way. So I'll just show you one example. So let's see if I can. The problem is, most of these tools are actually, paid tools. But I'll still show you how we can go about the searches and all.
But Vivek, what I'm doing it when I'm doing a post and I put around
Mm-hmm.
5, 6 hashtags on LinkedIn, I
Mm-hmm.
just type those keywords, specific keywords like HR, talent acquisition, or
Yeah,
talent
that is.
management into Google, and it
Hmm.
gives me a percentage of how much it's a hashtag valid for, like 50%, 60% or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So that's why I told you, like, you can do that. That's a very natural and organic process that you can follow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But besides that, I'm also trying to tell you a little bit more about, these. So just let me see if I can log in into
Sure.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
why
Hmm.
gave you this input because it happened in the past with me that I created a
Hmm.
content, posted on LinkedIn. It had
Mm-hmm.
around 12 to 13 comments on it, and it
Mm-hmm.
reached around 1,000 plus views.
Okay.
But somebody reposted it, and
Mm-hmm.
that person just used couple of hashtags, and it
Mm-hmm.
reached 30,000 views.
Yeah.
So maybe that person was using the website that you're trying to show us, and I was just using the keywords.
Right, right. So yeah, so that's see, it's a very natural thought process, when you're writing some content. So you also know that, what kind of keywords are there, as in, what kind of ideas you're trying to include in your content. For example, remote work could be one of the keywords for you,
Mm-hmm.
for your reference. So, so that is one way of thinking about it, but very similar to what I showed you in the keyword research. Like what I was trying to tell you is that maybe your initial idea is about the same content. For example, you still want to write about sari fashion show, right? But then uh, how to optimize it. So if you're simply writing something which comes to your mind, doesn't mean that, it has the relevance or uh, as in, people are searching for the same keyword. They might be searching for some other variations of that keyword or query, which is probably
Mm-hmm.
higher in terms of searches. So maybe instead of, let's say, if your keyword has 100 searches and the other two keyword has 500 or 1,000 searches, so it basically gives you 5 times or 10 times better reach that you're talking about. Okay. So this is something which is very important either in the case of keywords also or again hashtags as well. Okay,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So just give me a moment. Okay. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. So if you go to this kind of platforms, I'll share this link. And again, they have, so most of these tools are actually paid tools. And this would not make sense unless until you are a very rigorous content creator and you really want to monetize your blog and content. Okay. So nobody is offering you something for free, which is of high quality. So let's say if you go to this tool called as hashtags for likes.co, and then select the content type for which you want to create this. Okay, let's say I'm just talking about the simple posts, and I'll take up anything. Let's say maybe fashion styling as a topic. Okay, so so now it will start showing me some data, but they've hidden it in the free version because I'm using the free version right now. Okay. So very similar to the keyword research that I showed you in the Google keyword research tool, it will actually hide that data and saying, okay, this is something which is, more valid and so on. And at the same time, it will also give me some of the other stats related to the this particular hashtag. Okay. So what it will tell me is about the other keyword searches. Then it will also tell me what is the difficulty level and all, how many times it is being used, likes, etc. Right? And it will also tell me what is the number of unique posts. So this data is something that you can figure out from the Instagram directly, by the way. Okay. But then there are other data like, what is the average reach of this hashtag? How many people tend to like this, if you're using this particular hashtag. So what is the kind of engagement that you might be able to get? Okay. And then also the popularity, like whether this is just a trending one or it has a very long life, as in, this is more like an evergreen kind of topic. So maybe this is a more of an evergreen kind of topic. Fashion styling is something that will stay. So, but the moment you change it to something else, it might happen that, for example, if I go for something like Deepika, sorry, so I'm not sure it will show up in the long life or something you can see. So it basically probably something which was very maybe temporary and it had a small traction, but it was not very having very long life or it was not very, very trending as in that sense. Okay. The numbers doesn't suggest it. So these are the kind of things that you can get. And if you get to know that these keywords can give me better reach and also better engagement in terms of likes, etc. So definitely you would like to use them. Okay. So that's the context for this. And it also shows you some of the recent searches, like what are the other searches related to this. So if you think that some of these can be linked in your content, like this one, so you can mention that. Okay, right. So Uber Suggest had a free version earlier, but what has happened that this guy Neil Patel has overtaken this company, and now they have shut down the free version. So earlier they had a free version for keyword research and even for the hashtags, and it will show you keywords for different platforms, not only Google, but also for Amazon, Flipkart, etc. And the hashtags for different platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and all. Okay. But now they have stopped giving the free version. Now I'll show you something, the uses of keywords in some other places. But before that, I'll show you something more with respect to the web content because that will complete the cycle. And then I'll come to the visual content and all. So how many of you have YouTube channel or planning to do some content for YouTube?
I'm just uploading some like videos there, which share for like unlisted way kind of thing,
Mhm.
not public as of now.
Okay, no problem. So I'll also show you, some of the ways to optimize your YouTube content. So one thing is, of course, when you create a content on YouTube, so that's going to be a video content, okay? But how do you actually optimize it for more reach, views, engagement, etc.? Okay. So quickly, let me just give me a moment, okay? One minute. Yeah. So this is one of the channels that I'm managing. Okay, this is for one of our clients, and I'm just showing you a little bit of demonstration of what we do over here. So, so what they do is, so they have, I think you might have seen them on Shark Tank also, by the way. Okay, so they appeared in the season 2 of Shark Tank. Okay, and so there's a couple which is running this entire setup and platform called as Dybexy. So they basically create food products for the diabetic people. And you can check their website also. It's called as diabexy.com. So like few months back, we hit this number 1 million subscribers for them. Okay. And you can see even in the past 28 days, we have gained almost 50,636 subscribers. Okay. So I'll quickly pick up one video and try to demonstrate what we normally do. And so it will help you understand what you need to do when you're promoting some content on YouTube. Okay. So when you're managing the content, you'll always find this option, right? And you have this option called as, sorry, title edit. So if you click on this three dots, so it will show you this option, edit title and description. And there are a lot of things, I can go in depth, but right now, and because I'm focusing on this from a content perspective, so I'll only talk about how you can do the content-based optimization, but there are a lot of other things that needs to be done on a video for that matter. Okay. So you click on this title and description, and you'll find that there's a similar kind of title and description that appears in the Google search results. Okay. So those of you who don't understand it, I'll quickly show you the demonstration for that also. So when you go to Google and you are looking at some of the website listings, you'll find something like this. Okay, normally this is how the listings are represented. So you will find the link of the website, which is the website link or that product or service page. In this case, mintra.com/organza sari, right? And then this is the title, the one that you should see in the blue color with a hyperlink, by classy designer organza sarees online. Okay. And below that, this is the part which is description. So normally from an SEO perspective, we pick up a combination of title and description, and then we optimize it based on certain keywords. So in this case, because my keyword is organza sari, so we are using that over here as an example. Okay. So that will appear in the search results in the title and description also. So there's a lot of details that goes. In fact, I cannot use the time as of now to explain everything. But yeah, this is the basic of what you should understand, that your keyword should appear in the title and description of your website or the blog page. Okay. And similarly, if you're optimizing the YouTube content, so you need to pick a particular keyword. So in the definition of YouTube, it is actually called as tag. So you will not find an option of keyword, but rather tag. But the idea is the same. So you use your important keywords in that tag. Okay. And once you decided what's going to be your tag in this case, so then you can click on this and then you can edit it. Okay. So in our case, this is basically related to reverse pre-diabetes, or this entire phrase, in fact, how to reverse pre-diabetes. Now, there's always a difference between how the query is being made in the Google and in a channel like YouTube, because YouTube channel is more focused on the content, right? And while Google can have a mixed kind of results, it can have content, it can have some product information, and so on. Okay. So normally, if you find these kind of words and phrases like how to, can I, the best way to create it, and all these kind of, phrases will come up with your keyword ideas in the YouTube content. Okay. So you'll find this. So what you need to do is you need to create a title, and it will also show you that how many characters do you have. So in this case, we have 51 characters out of 100, which has been used. If you want, you can add more. But again, if you find this video in the search results, you'll probably find a very selected, title, which is normally this is the one that appears, and then the rest of the part might not appear in the search results. So we try to stick to that formula. Okay. And then description is something which is very lengthy. So you can put up a lot of details in the description because this is a master class on diabetes. Um, so they have given the details related to that master class. Like there's a link for registration in the description. Then there's a date, timing, and a lot of other things. You can see some details about what you're going to learn in this master class and so on. So all that have been put. But the main idea is again the keywords. So you pick up the important keywords, tags, and then you put them in your video optimization. Okay. And then there will be other things as well. Okay. So that's how these keywords and hashtags will be helpful for you on almost on every channel, whether it's a video platform like YouTube, whether it's Instagram, and so on. Okay, I'll quickly show you some other examples. By the way, any questions?
So suppose the person has started just a YouTube video. So
Mhm.
like many of the people are discouraged and they stop video channels. So is there any source or something how to get viral or more videos?
Didn't understand your question properly. You mentioned many of the people have stopped channels. Okay, I'm not sure what she was trying to ask, but maybe what she was trying to ask was more on the lines of how to make your content viral and make sure that you don't stop your channel or something, as I can understand, that there's some kind of encouragement that goes behind maintaining that channel and keep creating content. So see, this is the initial, I would say, few weeks or few months are going to be very tough for you. The reason being, most of the so earlier, YouTube didn't have much restrictions, as in what should be the minimum number of videos or minimum number of subscribers and all. They had limits, but it was like very low. For example, 100 subscribers and things like that. But now they have increased that benchmark to, I believe, 1,000 subscribers, and now it's 400 watch hours. So when I say 400 hours, watch hours, that means a cumulative number that represents how many times how much time the content has been watched by different users and subscribers on your video channel. Okay, so let's say if you have 1 minute video, that would mean that it must have been seen by, let's say, 100% of the video must have been seen by 24,000 people. Okay, so that is the minimum criteria for you to get, and plus the 1,000 subscribers. Okay. So this is something which is a bare minimum. You have to do that. There's no running away from that. One thing that you can do is you can follow some of the best practices, like I was talking about title and description. But that is not the only thing. So title and description will come up over here. You can see there's a very lengthy description that goes over here, which basically explains what people are going to learn in this video, right? So you can explain those kind of things. So that also helps you in the YouTube search results and all. Okay. Then the thumbnail is very important. So if you see, there's some kind of clarity in the thumbnail. Okay, you want to keep a very clear thumbnail, because normally uh, when you uh, when you don't use the thumbnail, what happens is the video can start showing preview from anywhere. For example, let's say I'm teaching you something, so my face comes up. So maybe this could be the first scene or the thumbnail, the default thumbnail which Google will pick for this video. But instead, what you can do is you can customize it. You can upload a thumbnail like this. And again, you can use the Canva for this purpose, right? And then you can be very clear about what this video is. So this video is about a masterclass, how to reverse pre-diabetes. Okay. And then playlist is something that you can organize. Like this is just a way of, keeping similar kind of videos together. So let's say you have content, let's say 5 different videos for shopping. So you can club them into a shopping playlist together, right? So, so that's what it could be. And then some subcategory of the classifications and all, like whether this video is made for the kids and not. So all these kind of things. Self-declaration is very important. And if you are making any kind of paid promotion, like if you're an influencer or content creator, so you should also mention that this also includes some kind of paid promotion, like a product. Let's say if you're promoting Nike's products, you can mention that. But again, first by having self-declaration, and then maybe somewhere in the video or the content description, you can mention that. Okay, right. And there are other things, that probably goes beyond the scope of this course, but I would like you to explore this part whenever you have time. And this is what I was talking about, the tags. So tags are like keywords for YouTube. So if you see, the nature of these keywords are a little different. For example, this is picking up keywords such as how to reverse pre-diabetes, or how to reverse pre-diabetes in 3 months, and so on. So most of these are very long keywords, okay? And the idea is because, people, when they visit YouTube, they normally look for solutions related to a certain problem, or they want to educate themselves, or they want to learn something, right? So normally these kind of phrases would come up. So let's say, for example, how can I create a WordPress website? Okay, maybe how to optimize Google Ads could be something of more of a query as compared to simply Google Ads. So Google Ads as a query might be a relevant query for Google search, but for YouTube, this can become something more like how to use Google Ads, how to learn Google Ads, right? So all those kind of things. Okay. So you can make a collection of these kind of tags and ensure that you are using some of these words and phrases directly or indirectly um, in these places like title, description, etc. Okay. So these are the things that you need to do from a content optimization perspective. And besides that, there are other kind of settings that you also need to enable, like in case if you are using some uh, captions and all that stuff, so you can highlight that. Okay, and so comment moderation in again, it's like part of your setting. Now on the right hand side, you'll see that there are some other settings that goes like subtitles, end screen. So end screen is basically when the video is about to end, you'll see that most of the people, what they do is they put something on the video content that takes subscriber to another related videos or maybe some of the products which are related to. So something, that should be actionable. People should be either able to transit to another video or go to your website or whatever you want them to do. So all these things that I'm talking about, like subtitles are basically, the English or Hindi captions that you want to put in your video, so that people who are watching and they don't understand the language of the video, they can read subtitles, right? Then there's an end screen that I was talking about. Cards are something that are placed within the video. So it could be like a small call to action, which is being placed when you're watching a video, and it is normally clickable, or it shows you something that you want to display to your user while using that video. So all of these things can be used for further optimization. And then because they also have a e-commerce website, right? So the tag product is something that we use over here because we also want to drive the traffic to the e-commerce website so that we can generate some sales from there. Okay. So this is a glimpse of, how you can go about optimizing YouTube content. Okay. Any questions, by the way? So one paid tool, if you're really keen about, your YouTube journey, so I would suggest you to use this particular tool. It's a fantastic tool, TubeBuddy, and most of the vloggers on YouTube, they use this tool called as TubeBuddy. Okay, so this basically allows you to do a lot of research, analysis, and even planning for that matter, because you'll be able to review the competitor videos and you can see what kind of keywords are being used by them. It will also suggest you keywords based on uh, your own video. Okay, and all the stuff that you want to manage for your content. So just to give you a glimpse about what all it can do is it can do the channel optimization. It can help you in the community management part also. It can help you in analytics, the SEO part, video thumbnail, all that stuff. Okay. There's a keyword explorer for YouTube. So what I was showing you was more of a Google keyword research tool, but this will give you access to the YouTube keywords. So you will get more of YouTube related keyword ideas from here. Okay. So by the way, we are using this tool already for this particular channel. So that's why, and for other clients also. Okay. Now I'll quickly go to Instagram and suggest you a few things. So now I was talking about some of the organic methods that you can deploy. Okay. So if you go to YouTube, sorry, Instagram, right? Click on search and then type some of the keywords. Okay. So you basically type the hashtag and then you are going to mention some of the keywords which is relevant to your business, what you think is very important for you. So let's say, again, you can see. So if I, type these keywords, so what normally Instagram does is they will start showing me a list of keywords over here. Okay. And sorry, hashtags, not keywords. Okay. And it will only show me the post related ideas that, okay, these are the posts, these many posts are using this particular keyword. Okay. So no, what you need to do is a lot of time what I have seen people doing is they will only pick up the keywords from the top, the keywords with the most volume. Okay. So you also need to start looking beyond this. Most of the time, the problem happens that the same keyword at the top is being seen by thousands of other people. You can see that it already has 1 million posts. That means that 1 million posts are already competing for this particular, hashtag and the attention. You don't know exactly the volume, so that's why, I recommended using that particular hashtag tool, which will give you the volume of the searches. Okay. So now in this case, since if you don't have the paid version of this tool, so what you can do is you can go through this list of keywords, which is being suggested by hashtags, which is being suggested by Instagram, right? And you can see which of them are relevant for you and start making a note of them. Okay, start copying them or making a note of them in your notepad or something, right? And see which can be more important for you. For example, let's say if you have something in floral and if you think this is a better option, so you can actually pick up this keyword because it only has 14,000 posts. And if it has decent volume, search volume, that means, your content is uh, will probably have a better reach and engagement. Okay. So likewise, you can look for some more other content. For example, this is having collection as an additional word, but then it has only 6,000 posts. That means they're not too much of posts, but yeah, they're not too little also, right? It's not like I'm saying that you only go for hashtags which has 10 posts or 20 or 50. You don't have to do that because in that case, you don't create content for something which has a demand. Okay. So you have to keep in mind that you have to create a content for which a demand already exists and people are already searching for that. Then only you'll be able to optimize it and you can gain some traction over there. Okay. So that's how you'll be thinking. So you can scroll down and see these keywords. Now, another important thing is when you're making a combination of keywords, don't just look at hashtags. So don't look at only a handful of hashtags related to product. You also have to think about your audience. What exactly are they looking for? So one thing, let's say in this case, could be about the product. So in this case, it's organza sarees, right? So what you can do is you can pick up maybe, let's say, 3 or 4 hashtags related to product. But what about the rest of the hashtag? Should it be only about the product? But no, right? So what you can do rather is you can pick up some other ideas which are relevant to either the category of the products that you're dealing with, or it could be in general related to the content which relates to that idea. So you have to think about it. Maybe it could be about, let's say, I'll just give you an example. Maybe it will help you understand. Let's say we'll pick up this product or this post rather, okay? And you can see there's a content that goes in the caption over here, okay? And then you have these handful of hashtags, sorry. Right? So if you see, this is, not sure what's happening. Yeah. So if you see, these are very different from each other, right? It's not like a repetition of the same word. So a lot of people make this mistake that, okay, they're using the same keyword multiple times in different variations. I'm talking about Instagram for that matter. Okay, maybe one or two variations because these are important. For example, collection as a word is different from, let's say, sari as a word itself, right? So you can use those kind of variations wherever required, but don't try to repeat the same hashtag or the keyword again and again. Okay. Then look for something which is more relevant and something which is either related to your product category. It could be related to your audience, what they like to watch and what they want to see, or it could be related to how the market trends are working. Okay, maybe there's something trending and it's relevant to your video. Okay, so you need to pick that stuff also so that you can appear in the search results. For example, uh, it might be, like going too far. So hashtag Deepika Sari, if that is something like a trending keyword. Now people might search for it. They might not find your thing relevant or non-relevant, but the thing is you appeared in the search results, you got some clicks and views and engagements. You need to see if there's a relevance, right? It's not like you're selling a mobile phone and don't then you're picking up the topic, sorry, the hashtag, which is related to a different product. It's not like that, right? So you should pick up those, and ideally it should be something between 9 to 16, not more than that. With anything over and above or even lesser would not be sufficient for you. Okay, so have a mix of keyword ideas. Okay, and again, if you want to share a link, don't share it in the caption or the description. Always go for the comments. You can put your link as a content creator in the comment, and or maybe you can put them in the bio, like I was showing you that particular tool, Linktree, right? Sorry, yeah. So if you click on this, something like this. So you have multiple links coming up. So maybe the first link could be about that particular product that you're trying to endorse. Okay. Now, any questions by the way? Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the analytics part of this. Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay. I think there are too many tabs which are open on my platform. I need to close some of them. So I'll take you to another platform, which is Pinterest. So Pinterest is a little different, in terms of how a typical social media platform looks like. So the most of the other platform that I'm talking about, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter, they are primarily driven by hashtags. Okay. So if you have a very good combination of hashtags, they will definitely give you results, right? But Pinterest is a little different. It's more SEO friendly for that matter. And that's also one of the reasons that, when you go to Google and when you search for something, so it will show you more, you can say, Pinterest related searches as compared to Instagram and Facebook. Okay. Because that is normally driven by the keyword ideas. So let's take an example. Let's say if you go by this. So if you expand on this particular, I don't know why they've done this. Maybe there's some formatting issue and all. But normally you will find that most of the relevant keywords would be put in the description for most of these products. And plus, as I mentioned that, there would be link over here. And so this is the link. And then of course you have all these sharing option and like share. Then you have this option of adding them to the pin and so on, even downloading the image and all, right? So this is more SEO friendly. In fact, LinkedIn content to a certain extent is also SEO friendly, and it will also show up in the search results if you are writing really well. And this is a very unique topic that you're talking about. Okay, so I think someone was asking me about that, but then because from an engagement perspective, you cannot write a very lengthy post on LinkedIn. So I would always suggest that you have a short post on LinkedIn and then create a longer version in form of the blog or some other article. Okay. Yeah. So now I'll quickly take you to the analytics part of this. Okay. Now, my account might not be a very good example of how it will look like. I'll be take you to some other account. Just give me a minute. So you might not be able to see this kind of detail in your mobile phone, by the way. Okay. So that's why I'm showing you some of these things directly from the business account on Facebook. So your business account on Facebook can be connected to your Facebook as well as Instagram account, by the way. Okay. And you can use it for different purposes. And this is always better than using directly on mobile phone, because mobile phone has limitations in terms of what you can do from there, how much you can optimize, and also in terms of how much data you can see over there. Okay. So I'll give you a glimpse of both of them, by the way. Okay. Just to give you some ideas, like let's see. So if you want to see the insights of this post, okay. So if you click on this, it will take you to this inside dashboard, which is very typical Instagram mobile phone view, by the way. Okay. And on one way, and you can see all these stats like how many people have liked your post, how many of them have made a comment, right? 21 likes, 21 sorry, 2 comments, and how many account it was able to reach. So it basically tells you the unique number of accounts. Okay. So 224 accounts in total. And then there's a breakup of followers versus non-followers, right? So you're basically reaching out to not only the followers, which is 55% in this case, but also non-followers 45%, which is in a way very healthy or good number, because 50% of your audience is followers and 50% is non-followers. That means you're getting some extended reach with the help of your network. Okay, that is a good thing. Now, it will also show you where exactly you get your most of the impressions from. So whether you're getting the impressions from home page, which basically means that you log into the Instagram and in the feed, right? So this is where you get the impressions from, or from the profile, people visit your profile and they see these posts, okay? Or if they search for some hashtags and then they're able to find your post, okay? And there could be some other methods like clicking on link, maybe someone shared your content and they visited and so on, right? So this will give you entire clarity about what is working for you and what is not working. For example, if you're using the right hashtags, so obviously you should be able to see a spike in that, okay? And you can compare that with your previous content, that when you're not using the relevant hashtags and now that you're using the relevant hashtags, so whether you're able to see uh, that kind of traction or not, okay? And then you also see the engagement. So if the followers are engaging with you, you can see 91% of them are followers, when it comes to engagement, but only 9% of them are non-followers. So basically, if you see, even though the reach is 45% from the non-followers, but the engagement ratio is less than 9%. Okay. And these are some of the interactions on the post, like how many likes, how many comments. In fact, people have saved your post. So that is actually a good thing, that it shows that people like your post so much that they have actually saved it. Okay. So that's a very good indication for you. And then, of course, the profile visit. So this is a typical, Instagram mobile-based insights that you normally see. But if you want to see much more detail, so you should always sign up for business.facebook.com, and then you can log in with your Facebook or Instagram account. If your Facebook and Instagram account are connected with each other, so you should be able to see the dashboard that I'm showing you right now. Okay. Right. So this is the overall performance of our account. Let me change it. I think. Anyway, so I'll just show you this. So this basically gives you an entire gist of, how your content is performing, like what is the overall reach and how many content interactions have happened. Interactions, that basically means that how many people have liked, commented, or shared your post, right? And if you're gaining some followers, so you'll be able to see that, how many lifetime followers you have gained from there. And in this particular time period, by the way, so I'm taking this into account, last 28 days data, right? And 37,000 reach. So there's a drop down in the reach, and the followers have increased by 313. Link clicks have decreased again. So this is something that we need to figure out why it's happening, right? So, and then it will also give you the breakup about how much of them is coming from the paid ads and organic and so on, all these details, right? If you want to see each of the content, so you can go to the content and analyze each of these content and their performance for that matter. Okay, so all these kind of things can be seen by you over here, and you can go much more into details. If you're running some paid ad campaigns and all. So in that case, similarly, if you go for YouTube, so YouTube also you'll be able to find very similar kind of data. Let me show you something. In fact, much more insights than this. So this is the analytics part of YouTube. Okay. So it will give you all the insights about your channel, different videos and their performance, everything. Okay. So if I take you to the content part directly, so these are the different categories of content, right? We have videos, we have shorts, we have live videos, then we also have post, play, playlist, and all that stuff. So if you only look at the performance of shorts, so there, and this is for the last 28 days by default. So you can always change this. We can, let's say, change it to last 7 days or 90 days also, but I'll just keep it to 28 days for now. So you have 1.7 million views. This is the total view for this channel. Okay. And out of which it shows that 2.8 were shown in the feed, and then it was likes. These many likes, 41K likes, and then there's a increase in the subscribers, like 15K subscribers have uh, joined this channel. Okay. So, and then you'll find all the details, minute details about this, like where exactly people were able to view your shorts, whether it was in the shorts feed. So almost 66% of them came from the shorts feed. So these kind of insights also will tell you that how exactly would you make your content perform better? Okay, because this is a channel for which we also run some e-commerce advertisements. So you can see some of the traffic is also coming from the e-commerce ads, like 19.7% coming from the advertisement, but rest of them are organic, right? So 80 to 90% of the traffic is organic. So whether it's coming from the channel pages, the YouTube search, like people searching for some keywords in the YouTube. Browse features is basically you go to YouTube and then click on some links or some options like favorites, recent playlist, and all that stuff. Okay. And then the channel pages, like you go to the Dybexy channel and then you access the video from there. Okay. So all these analytics you'll find over here about your audience, even the revenue part, because they are also able to generate some additional revenue because of their YouTube channel. So their focus is more on the e-commerce products, selling their own products. So uh, earning revenue from their own channel is not important for them, and that's why probably you'll see a very small number because they have restricted all the competitive brands, everything. So they hardly monetize their channel. Otherwise, they could have earned in millions. But because their bigger goal is to earn from their products, so they are more focused on the product. But you, as a content creator, can actually focus on the monetization of your channel, and you'll also see the revenue uh, from your channel over here. Okay. So in this section, in the audience, you can look at the details about your audience, like how many viewers and how many of them are unique, how many of them are subscribers actually. So obviously you have users who are not subscribers. They also watch your video. They also find your video from the YouTube search, right? And then it will also show you your top performing content, which video is getting more popular and more views in the last few days, right? They also give you suggestions about your competitor channels so that you can have a close look at them, and then you can maybe make a strategy or make your content better based on that. Okay, so all these kind of things you'll be able to see, including some of these interesting stats like which of the days are better for your channel. Okay, it will also show you which days are best performing, which particular time slots are best performing. So sometimes you also need to figure out that which particular time slot works best for you so that you can decide that what time your reel or your post or your video should go live on your channel. Okay, so these are also very important decisions. So this analytics will give you all the details. Okay. And also about the formats, because each of the channels, as you know, will have multiple formats. For example, Instagram will have reels, post, short, the other videos and all, right? Similarly, YouTube have videos, shorts, live videos. So you would know that which one is performing, which one is not performing, so that you can put your focus and energy into that. Okay. And then some other details like people who watch your channel, how many of them are subscribed, not subscribed, what is their demographic in terms of age, gender, etc., right? And country. So many details are there. So it's up to you, if you look at into this analytics, so on the basis that you should be able to figure out a clear strategy about who your audience is, who your audience is not. And you can also think about content strategy that what they must like or not. So all those kind of things can be figured out very easily with the help of analytics. Okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably stop now. And if you want, you can ask me questions.
Vivek,
Hi
I have a
Vivek,
question.
I have
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, then I'll ask.
thank you.
Yeah.
Hi Vivek.
Yeah. Hi.
Uh, so related to the analytics part that
Mm-hmm.
you showed right now, this is something
Yeah.
very specific to the channel that we
Yeah.
are. It is my channel, okay, for
Mm-hmm.
example, or the
Mm-hmm.
channel that I created. Initially, I would not have this data available. This is
Uh-huh.
like a data which would be generated post the channel has started working for some time.
Which you're talking about YouTube channel, by the way?
YouTube.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for analytics, I guess, be it any platform,
Mm-hmm.
the analytics would be available only after there is
Mm-hmm.
some content, not content, but like there is some
Hmm.
traction that I
True,
have,
true. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, is there a way, like,
So you can, yeah.
what
So
would be the
I
good average? So, what I wanted to understand, what would be the
mm,
good average of these metrics on various
mm-hmm.
platforms as a beginner to see that, okay, this is going in the right direction? For example,
Mm,
assuming the initial traffic is same and everything is okay, okay,
mm.
assuming that on YouTube, so what would be that average good figure?
So see, so I understood your question. So see, when you're very pretty new to the system and you are just started, creating content and all. So you're right, you'll not get to see that kind of data on your platform. For two reasons. Of course, there are not enough data, and maybe you have very less engage, as in followers, engagement,
Right.
etc. Okay. Now, in this case, what you can always do is you can do a competitor analysis. Okay. So now for doing competitor analysis, for example, let's say if I'm talking about YouTube, okay. So you can always go to a platform like TubeBuddy, okay.
Okay.
And TubeBuddy allows you not only to see your channel growth, but you can always feed your competitors' channel over there, or maybe you can simply go by the category or the product, and then it will give you the list of content creators or the brands which are there in that particular category, or they have a very good channel. And then you can see clearly that what's working for them. And they will also give you some recommendations and suggestions saying, okay, this is what you should do. Let's say the length of the video should ideally be between 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, that could be one of the insights. Or they can say that if you publish a video on Friday, so maybe this video will gain more traction as compared to something which is being published, let's say, on Monday, for that matter. Okay. So all these kind of insights can be taken from a platform like TubeBuddy, and we have similar kind of platform for each specific social media, by the way. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll need to figure out the tool. In fact, you don't need to figure out that. I'll give you the list, of those kind of tools. I'll pass it on to the Herky team, and they will send it to you. Okay. So
Okay. So I
yeah,
got that. It's like, so
and
my question was like, if I have to
so see, I'll,
understand those analytics,
so
I need to see the data.
yeah, yeah. No,
So,
so and I'm coming to the other part. You're talking about the average thing. So there's nothing like an average, okay? Because see, maybe if my category is different, and let's say if I'm getting an average of 10,000 views, it doesn't mean that the same thing will work for you because you belong to a very different category. So I would always say that, keep it very contextual. and relevant to your category or product. Okay. And then identify the competitors and do an analysis. Okay. There's no fixed answer saying, okay, if I tell you that, okay, you should have 100 subscribers, or maybe you should have 10,000 subscribers. There's no right or wrong answer because category wise, it will keep differing from each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Vivek.
Abhinanda, you're done?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Vivek, so my question is with regards to hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you first of all for showing the links and the URLs for the hashtag which are paid versions.
Mm-hmm.
What I was using is the conventional way or the traditional way where I used to
Right.
put the keywords on the Google
Mm-hmm.
and then they used to suggest. But then when you click on, when you search on a Google, a normal search engine,
Mm-hmm.
say for about remote working environments or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
please provide me the hashtag for remote teams or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They specifically provide hashtags for different social media platforms. Like YouTube would be different. Could be
Mm-hmm.
possibility LinkedIn
Yeah.
remote team would say about 50% hashtag reach. But
Mm-hmm.
this if I select the remote team for Insta or YouTube, then it might be 20% or 5% or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
for this, are there any specific hashtags, URLs, or the links or the websites to search for?
As in, you're talking about hashtags for each of these different platforms, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So in fact, I told you about this tool called as Uber Suggest. So Uber Suggest does the same thing. So what they do is, again, it's a paid tool, but if you want, you can, opt for a 7-day trial. And that 7-day trial you can use extensively for doing your own research for that matter. Okay. So
Okay.
they have this feature wherein they give you access to different keywords and different hashtags based on the platform. So as I mentioned, like you can search for Twitter, you can search for Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on. Similarly, you can
Okay.
search for Google, YouTube, Amazon also. Okay. In case if you are selling products on Amazon, you can do some research over here. Okay. So all those kind of things are possible. But again, it's a paid tool with 7-day trial options. You can put your credit card, create a free account, sorry, trial account, and then use it for 7 days to, figure out the right keywords and hashtags for yourself. Okay.
Got it. Because what I had done in the past was I
Mm.
just checked an Insta, just added some keywords, hashtags into
Mhm.
Insta, and according to the reach or the percentage
Yeah.
it reflected, I tried it on the LinkedIn, but it bounced back with lesser reach or something. It
Yeah,
went
so see
other
the
way around.
algorithm on the Insta and LinkedIn's are very different. So
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, I'll just show you one example. Okay. So let's say if you put something like hashtag remote work over here on Insta, okay. So you'll find that, there are plenty of options coming up, remote work, remote working, worker,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. There's a plethora of option over here, okay? Remote work opportunities and so on. But if you go to LinkedIn, it will always show you very limited options because two reasons. One is like LinkedIn is a professional networking platform, so the average time spent by the people on LinkedIn is comparatively lesser if you compare that with, let's say, something like Instagram, right? If
Mm-hmm.
someone spends 4 hours on Instagram, so maybe that person will spend 30 minutes or 1 hour on LinkedIn. That's one thing. Second thing is uh, because Instagram is so competitive for each and every category that there are hundreds of options of the keywords that's already there. And you will find decent number of traction on each of these keywords. For example, even if you're looking at, let's say, remote worker life, it has 10,000 posts. Okay. You will not find the same number on LinkedIn. So maybe on LinkedIn, this particular hashtag might not have a single post for that matter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I have also seen that in LinkedIn, you can do fine with the short tail keywords. So for those of you who don't know, short tail keywords are basically very short keywords, like mainly one word or two word kind of keywords. And the long tail keywords are normally having more than two words in the keyword. Okay. So remote work would be an example of a short tail keyword, while this might be an example of a long tail keyword like remote working life. Okay. So the algorithm of LinkedIn still works with respect to the short tail keyword. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
while this has become over competitive in Instagram or Facebook and some of the platforms, including Twitter and all. So now people start using more short tail keywords or something that I was trying to suggest also that, you might think of this as not so important keyword, but it still has 2,800 posts. So that means you can still generate some traction using these hashtags as compared to this one because you might not even appear in the search results because maybe you're competing against bigger content creators and all for this particular hashtag. Okay.
Got it.
So,
Yeah.
so you'll always have to look at the trade-off, and it varies a lot from one platform to another. So the nature of hashtags also changes very dramatically.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
So any other questions, by the way? So I think more or less I've covered most of the things. So what I would suggest you to do as an assignment and probably write it on the screen also. Okay. Now that you know that how to go about content creation and also about you know content creation tools, optimization. So I would suggest that you create a post or a reel or whatever, maybe a video. Basically, the idea is that whatever content format works best for you, you just create a version of that, okay? And do a post on social media, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you can, and then try to optimize it based on what I've taught you and whatever you can gather, right? And see if check their analytics, okay, and try to see if it performs better if you go with some of the best practices and the optimization techniques, okay. So do that, and you can share with each other, maybe if there's a group, and see, like, how these things are working for you or not. I mean, you don't expect a magic, by the way, in one single post, because you might not have the enough subscribers or followers on your pages, right? But even if you get, let's say, 10%, 20% better traction as compared to the previous post or the reel or the video, so that would be a good progress for you. Okay. So it's a very simple assignment. And what I will do is I will send all the relevant content, including the list of tools, free tools, paid tools, everything, to the Herky team, and then they will share with you. Okay. So yeah, that will be it from my end today.
So one thing, so
Yeah.
so last time I've asked you the reference for making the logo from scratch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot that. Okay, I'll probably send that also in that list. Okay, is that fine with you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then. So that would be it, everyone. I hope you have learned something from this session. I mean, there's so much, to talk about, but within 2 hours, whatever I can, I've tried my best to give you as much information as possible and try to make use of them. Start making use of them, and you'll start learning more in the process once you start implementing them. Okay. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for joining in. We will thank you, Vivek. Thank you so much. And there are few things which you have to share with the candidates, Vivek. You're on mute, Vivek. I can't hear.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was saying that, I'll do that. Don't worry. Yeah. So give me
Okay.
some
Okay.
time. I'll compile everything and send it over to you. Okay.
Okay, ladies. So the delay is not from my side, and it is from Vivek's side.
Yeah.
So as in